And now, our feature presentation.
Wait, and the stronger I got, the weaker he got. And I watched that beast sit down in his chair. And I mean, they all went to quivering and shaking, and I got strong like a lion. When I was with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad one day, I told him about it, and he laughed. And he said, "Yes, Brother, Allah was trying you." He said, "Didn't you read in the Holy Quran that Allah would try you with something of fear, loss of life, loss of property, loss of loved ones and words, but give good news to those who are patient and steadfast under trial?" He said, Allah will make you afraid sometimes to test you. Because when a man gets afraid, he'll do anything. And when a man is afraid and still will stand up, then you got hope that you can make something good out of it. So you'll be afraid sometimes. But if you do the thing that's right, the fear will leave you. The moment you stand up for Allah, fear will leave you. And you watch, the stronger you get, the weaker they will get. Thank you. I have 99% belief in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad, the one God to whom all praise is due forever. And in the name, no, don't laugh. And in the name of his last and most surely his most divine messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. The missing 1% is due to a lack of understanding who or what exactly is Allah. I understand that Allah came in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad. But is Allah the spirit in Master Farrakhan Muhammad? Or is Allah the God preceding Master Farrakhan Muhammad? I desperately want to believe 100%. Your answer to my question might be that final 1% that I'm searching for. Now, flesh and blood is finite. If God is a man, and he is, his flesh and blood is no different from your and my flesh and blood. The thing that makes one man greater than another is the wisdom that that man possesses and how he applies that wisdom for the good and benefit of others. The Holy Quran opens the second surah or chapter in these Arabic words. Alif Lam Mim. I, Allah, am the best knower. That tells you what makes Master Farrakhan Muhammad Allah, the Lord of the worlds. It is his supreme knowledge of all things. When a man has the knowledge of all things, he has the power to command all things, and nothing has the power to disobey his command. That's power. That's what makes him God. You can call that spirit energy, and that spirit or energy is bound up in knowledge, and knowledge is contained in the brain, and the brain is contained in the body. Now, listen carefully. If you have a glass and what is contained in that glass is precious, then the glass itself becomes as important as what is in the glass, because you have to be careful how you handle the glass, because you don't want what's in the glass to spill out. What is in Master Farrakhan Muhammad is supreme wisdom and power. Therefore, the flesh is as holy and pure as the wisdom of his brain. So you can't see knowledge, you see its demonstration. But when you see the man in whom that knowledge resides or lives or is, then your response and mine is to show respect to that vessel and bow. Go ahead, brother. Now, will Master Farad Muhammad die? Yes. All men live and all men die. Well, then how could he be God if he dies? Well, that's stupid. How could he be God if he's born? For anything that's born must die. But the seed of wisdom is like the seed in the testicles of man. You are born and you die. But if the seed of you is planted in the right place at the right time, you can be reproduced, so that when you are dead, you really are alive in another form. In another form that resembles you, but's not quite you. Well, if man, I hope you understand me. If man can transfer energy and power from one thing to another, and energy and power can be transferred, then you can deposit the seed of your knowledge into the head of another. And when you die, yet you live, because he who possesses the seed of your knowledge will grow to be like you were. Therefore, God lives and is called the eternal God, because from the beginning, the seed of his wisdom has been passed on in the heads of men, coming on down through the wheel of time to Master Farad Muhammad today. Man is God, and the supreme above them all is the divine supreme being. And today that man is Master Farad Muhammad, who is the Lord of the worlds. And the proof of it is the job that he's doing on the dumbest and deadest people that ever lived, and the job he's doing to bring down the mightiest government that there ever was in the last 6,000 years. And this is why we say there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is his messenger. I hope that gave you that 1%. Oh, I said there's no God but Allah, who came in the person of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? I'm sorry. I meant Master Farad Muhammad. Pardon me. But even sometimes those Freudian slips may be right too. I want to beg your pardon. But the seed of Master Farad Muhammad's wisdom, he has deposited in the head of a black man among us. And the seed of his wisdom is growing in the head of Elijah Muhammad. So when you look at Elijah Muhammad, you're looking at flesh and blood. He's a man like you. He gets up, he lays down, he answers calls to nature. But what is in that man is from the Lord of the worlds, and that's what makes him holy, and that's what makes him sacred, and that's why the flesh of Elijah Muhammad is flesh that must be protected. And when Muhammad puts that same wisdom of God in you, then you take on that same spirit of holiness, sacredness, and then your flesh becomes the housing of a greater knowledge. I don't know whether I'm making sense to you. Good. How did the messenger's family react when the messenger came home and told them he had talked with Allah? Probably some of them reacted just like your family reacted when you came home and said you talked with the messenger. All of them didn't believe him. They all didn't say, wow, terrific. No. Some of them thought, quite the contrary. But he converted them all. Because they began looking at the man and they knew what he was, and they began to see what he was becoming. And now you can't beat his family bearing witness to the greatness of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.